Hello, Del Ballou here. I just made a short 10-minute video, and when I played it back, realized there was no audio. So I'm going to continue working on this just so I can give a little bit of the audio that was supposed to be for the other one. What I've been doing is working on my sand, and I'm using a white bristle brush, and I've wet it with turpentine, but I'm squeezing it out so that it's dry, and I'm using just pure white right out of the tube, and I'm having this scumbling effect, and this is somewhat what I've been doing. I did mention, as I mention often, um, when you're doing something that's supposed to be loosely painted, um, especially if you want something of an abstract look, you should certainly consider whether you have repeat patterns. Repeat patterns are good, but repeat shapes are usually not good unless it's intended to be that way. So I've spent those few minutes on the video, and you can go back and look at it because it will be part one of this particular series. And what I was also saying is that this beach is presumably a place where people have been walking. It's not pure untouched sand, because even at some point it may have been the area where the tide came in. At this point, the way I have the tide laid out, it looks as if it is going out. So I've established the place where the tide has been in and has gone out. And I'm trying to get this area right in here all established so that I can do my sea oats. Excuse me, because once I do my sea oats, I'm not going to be able to go back and change anything that's under them. And at the same time, I want to be sure that there's nothing behind the sea oats that's going to confuse the viewer or the view. So I'm working on getting the beach covered in. Now, since I have to go back and do some more work on this beach, I've decided I can go ahead and put some different colors in. Now, the sand reflects the light. The light has color in it. And so we can pretty much do what we want to do, because after all, this is our painting, and we can have it look the way we want it to look. And in some areas, even though the sun is not extremely bright, we can add a little bit of yellow. And then if we don't like what we put down, we can always go back and cover it over. But this is the one thing I do like about oils as opposed to acrylics in beach scenes, is that I can go back and work in different colors. You can do that with acrylics, but it's not quite as easy, not quite as much fun. And I'm going to put just a little bit of alizarin crimson in here to change the color of my sky. And when I say a little bit, I really mean a little bit. I don't want my sand to get too pink. And over here I left some areas that suggest people have been walking here and have messed up the sand. And my white is still wet. Much of this area is going to be covered over with numerous details, grasses, and so forth. And like I said, if you don't like the alizarin crimson or the yellow in here, don't put it in yours. Now I'm creating some patches, which is really not good. So I'm going back to kind of fan them out a little bit because I don't want it to be patchwork. I want it to look natural. So I'm going to go back with my pure white, scumble over again. And this is a good time to think about and talk about broken color. Some people call it broken color. I call it stacked color, where to create a mood, an atmosphere, or a sort of impressionistic look. You stack the color, and that's what I've done here. You may or may not be able to see the alizarin crimson in here, and then the yellow in here, so that they can sort of harmonize. This keeps my white from being so stark. And you may be thinking, but the beach is stark white, especially on the East Coast. But then again, it's a matter of what I want to do and not necessarily what's actually there. But it is better if you're stacking to make enough of a blend that it doesn't look like it's been stacked, but rather that it gives the eye the illusion of something else. Okay, and again, I can go back to this sand after I've done some sea oats over here, and then after I've laid some more grasses down, I can choose to highlight a few other areas, but right now I'm pretty well satisfied with this. And if you saw the other video, you may realize I've added a few more clouds over here. I'm going to work on those some more while they're still wet. But I wanted to get back to this so I can upload both videos at one time. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll be back.